Hello! This video will show you the new features of MuseCat 7.1. First, there are some small developments that will make your cataloging life a little bit easier. There is now a record counter that will tell you how many records are linked to your parent record. This is useful when creating standardized titles, which frequently consist of a number plus genre. And you can see this in the full record view. For example, this is a music manuscript collection parent record, and my standardized title is going to be the number of individual entries plus a genre. I have dozens and dozens of vocal pieces here. But instead of counting them all, this number here in parentheses will tell me how many there are. This will work for manuscript collections, printed music editions that have individual entries, items in the source 6, and composite volumes that are linked to printed editions as well as manuscripts. Items in the source 11. Next, you will notice that URLs are clickable now in the comments. And the final convenience that 7.1 offers is colors. When you are editing, the green buttons stick out now to show you where to save. Now on to a few editing features. In the fields Additional Personal Name and Additional Institution, we have a new function, Type Designer. We have a new field for publisher number. This used to be only plate number, but we added publisher number. So when you click on the field, you can choose whether you are adding a plate number or a publisher number. And of course, you can repeat the field and add one of each. The most exciting new addition in 7.1 is the field Related Source 787. This field is used to indicate a relationship between the source in hand and another source in MuseCat. Examples include additional material. For example, you have a score and you'd like to point to parts that are kept elsewhere, either at a different library or in your library, but at a different shelf mark in a different record. Or for example, chorale arrangement from a printed hymn book. Or your manuscript was copied from a different printed edition. Or a correlated source that, for example, helps you identify the composer, or it is directly relevant to the source you are describing. Insert in, for example, insertion arias, suitcase arias that were inserted in a different source, or published in if the music in this manuscript was later published in a different printed edition. So as an example, I'm going to pretend that I have a score and I would like to point to the parts for this piece in a different record. So for the relationship, I will select additional material and I will write a brief note that says the parts are located in a different location. And then I will enter the RISM ID number of the related source, so the record where these two parts are described. If I know my RISM ID number, I can just cut and paste it into this field, or I can use the magnifying glass and search as we are used to in the sources view. Save and close. So in my record for the score, I'm saying there are 2 related parts described here. And when I click on the RISM ID number for the related parts, I have not changed this manuscript record, but instead a link is added at the bottom that points back to the record for the score. If the related source is located in your library, you may add relationships in both directions, but this is not required. Many times a related source will be outside your library and you will not be able to edit those records. That was an overview of the new features in MuseCat 7.1. Thank you for your attention.